The pelvis bone at the base of your spine. It's a very large bone. It's almost a third of the torso. There are parts of the pelvis bone that you can feel easily. This prominence here can be felt at the front, and this iliac crest here can be felt. The sit bones as well. The pubic bone can be felt. Use your fingers to explore these parts of the pelvis. Feeling into the hip joint, not as easy. It's very difficult to get in there because it's full of muscle. And also feeling into this area here is difficult because it is full of muscle and ligament as well. So let's just name the structures of the pelvis. The pelvis bone is actually 3 bones that are fused together in adults to create this one integrated structure at the base of our body. The ilium, the pubis, and the ischium are 3 bones that make up each side of the pelvis. This tuberosity here is often referred to as the sit bones, and you can see that the sit bones are below the level of the hip joint. That's the hip joint there. This is the blue, is the thigh bone, or the femur is its correct name. You can see that the hip socket, or the acetabulum, is a deep set socket, about 2/3 of the way between the crest of the iliac crest and the bottom of the sit bone. This structure here is the base of the spine. It's called the sacrum. And where the sacrum meets the ilium is called the sacroiliac joint. You can see the joint surface there. We can see that the joint surface of the sacrum is actually rather large. So the sacroiliac joint is a large weight-bearing joint. And below the sacrum, here are 4 bones called the coccyx, which forms the very bottom of our spine bone. Here at the pubis, there's a very fibrous cartilage piece called the pubic symphysis, and it acts as a bridge between the right and left sides of the pelvis at the front. Okay, now over to you. I want to ask you, if you were designing a human, why would you design this pelvis to look and feel and operate the way that it does? For instance, why does this joint here, this sacroiliac, look the way that it is? Why isn't it either semicircular or just square? And how does this part of the sacroiliac joint fit in to this part of the ilium? You can see that there's a particular kind of sculpting of shape there. What's that about? And what are these notches at the front? And, well, obviously humans have children and bear children through this pelvic opening here. But I'm curious as to why there's this broadening out from the spine, and also why is the femur here at an angle before it moves down into the leg. Whoops. You can see the femur is the I think it's the longest bone in the body. It's a long, straight bone. Why is that set at 45 degrees into that hip joint? I wonder what ideas you have about that. The other thing to ask is, how does this pelvis work in terms of balancing our weight and allowing for this rather audacious ball and socket joint right in the middle of our body? Do you have some ideas? I'd be really interested to hear your ideas of how this pelvis is structured the way that it is.